Welcome to Swarna's educational channel. We have started this channel in order to enlighten everyone.
Hello children, welcome back to social class. How are you all? Hope you all are happy and healthy. Children, today you are going to learn part 2 from the first lesson in history, that is paper 2. Before to begin our class, keep all your requirements ready so that whenever I pose questions to you, you can answer. Children, you are going to learn 12.2 from the first lesson, that is changing cultural traditions from 1300 to 1800 AD. Before getting into the topic in depth, children, please check your answers for the home assignment that I have given you in the previous session. Have you all done your home assignment? Good. Please check your answers. Children, have you all written correctly? I believe that all of you have written correctly. Very good, children. Let's quickly review the previous class that you have learned. You have learned in our previous class periods in European history, and European history is divided into 4 periods, that is ancient period up to 400 AD, medieval period 400 to 1300 AD, early modern period 1300 to 1800 AD, and modern period that lasts 1800 to the present. You have learned first 3 periods, and today you are going to learn modern period along with the revival of Italian cities. Let's quickly learn learning objectives for today. Renaissance, which is also called as modern period from 1800 to the present, and we are going to see the revival of Italian cities. Let's quickly see what is the meaning of Renaissance. Before to see that, children, observe these 2 pictures. Can you find any difference between these pictures? Yes, the first 2 pictures are from the ancient period. The second 2 pictures are from the modern period. Children, I'll give you few seconds of time. Please note down what are the changes that you observe in these 4 pictures. Compare ancient period with modern period and note down what are the changes that you have observed from these pictures. I'll give you few seconds of time. Very good, children. What kind of changes you have observed? Yes, there are changes in these 2 pictures compared to the ancient period and the modern period. Okay. What are those big changes that occurred? Changes in art and architecture, culture and tradition. Hope your answer also is the same. If no, try to ensure that you have all these points in your answer. As you have observed lots of changes, let's see how these changes had affected the human thinking. Meaning of Renaissance. What is the meaning of Renaissance, children? Do you know it? Yes. Renaissance means revival or rebirth. I repeat, children. What is the meaning of Renaissance? Renaissance means revival or rebirth. Because of this revival or rebirth, there was a lot of changes that occurred in European society. Firstly, man started to think of his capabilities. What do you mean by capabilities? Abilities, talents. So man started to think about himself, how capable he is, how talented he is, what are the values that he possesses. Therefore, humanistic culture had stepped in because of this Renaissance. What happened because of the Renaissance? Humanistic culture had stepped in. Humanistic culture means what? It's nothing but giving more preference for the human beings than the other things. Humanistic culture centers only man and his capabilities. I repeat, children, humanistic culture centers on only the human being himself and his capabilities. You can observe in this picture, you see, during the Renaissance period, there are a lot of changes occurred in art and architecture, and the humanists came up with their own ideas and views, and the church played no more major role. Let's see in further discussions how it had changed. People started to think beyond their limits, which means they started to ask new questions and found new ways to answer them. And new trends in paint, art, sculpture, and literature had developed. During this period, we have a great historian called Jacob Burckhardt, and he had written in his book new ideas of humanistic culture, and he had helped the people to think about himself and his own capabilities. Let's see how. Jacob Burckhardt, a Swiss scholar, in 1860 he wrote a book called The Civilization of the Renaissance in Italy. Jacob Burckhardt was contrast to the medieval man. Why he was contrast? Because he was not accepting that European society was controlled by the Catholic Church. He started to ask questions like, why do we need middleman to talk to God? And this had imposed in the minds of the people, and people started to think, of course, why do we need the middleman to talk to God? And why can't we talk to God directly? And these are the questions that were in the minds of the people. And Jacob Burckhardt, he had also captured the attention of the readers by his literature, and also he also told his readers to pay attention to the architectures and paints to tell the story of how a new human culture had flowered in Italian cities. Let's see how. Because of all these ideas, as we have discussed before, humanistic culture had stepped in, and man started to thinking of his own capability and not on the clergy or the landlords. Children, here, do you remember something that you have learned in the previous session? Yes, during the ancient period, feudal lords were controlling the peasants. Do you remember? Very good. So, there was a lot of suffocation for the peasants and they had to revolt. And also you have seen clergy also had played its own major role during the medieval period, that the people had to obey the church teaching. Whatever the priest tells, people have to follow. They did not have freedom to think. Do you remember all these points? Very good, children. So in Renaissance period, that is modern period, man started to oppose on the clergy. Clergy, you know what is the meaning of clergy, right? Yes, the members of the body of the church are called as clergy. In this clergy, who are the people involved? Bishops, priests, deacons, all these are the members of the church. They played a major role during the medieval period, that they are the mediators between God and people, isn't it? Therefore, humanistic culture had opposed this kind of system that was existing in Europe. Man in the modern period was completely contrast to the medieval man existing. So during the ancient period and medieval period, they gave a lot of importance for the spiritual things, isn't it? But in the modern period, here, no more giving importance to the spiritual things, but rather they were focusing on the individuals, human being themselves and their own capabilities. Before to enter into the next topic, children, please check yourself. Here are some questions that I am going to pose. Please start answering to them. Very good, children. Please check your answers if they are correct or not. Even if they are not correct, please try to answer correctly. Very good, children. Hope you all have written correctly. Let's quickly get into the next topic. That is the revival of Italian cities. We have said that in our previous class, there was no trade possible because Roman Empire had fallen and so on. In related to that, the Byzantine Empire in 1453, a great historical event happened. Byzantine Empire was the longest medieval power and this fell in 1453. Please note down this, children. What is the greatest historical event that happened in 1453? The Byzantine Empire had fallen. What was the fall of this Byzantine Empire? There was Ottoman Turks who were constantly fighting with these Byzantines for almost 100 years. Because of this constant pressure by Ottoman Turks, Byzantine Empire had fallen. Byzantine Empire was the long-lasting medieval power. During the medieval power, it had ruled for almost many years. This Byzantine Empire had fallen under the Ottoman Turks. You can observe in these pictures. See, Byzantine Empire was at its heights during the medieval period, and this great Byzantine Empire was captured by the Ottoman Turks. They have taken the place of the Byzantine Empire. And because of this, with the exemption of trade, with the expansion of trade between the Byzantine Empire and the Islamic countries, they were very independent countries. Children, I repeat, during the Byzantine Empire, when it was at its heights, or when Byzantine Empire was at its peak, which means when Byzantine Empire was ruling, what happened? There were some cities, great powerful cities, they were not ruled by any feudal lords or any princes or the clergy. They were independent and also powerful cities. You can look at the picture here, Florence city. Okay, it had become the center for political and economic and social life. You can see the Venice also. It is a city of Venice. You can see how developed it is. And after these two cities, Venice and Florence, we have also another powerful city that is called Genova. You can see here, Genova. Okay. It had also been another powerful city where the merchants, bankers, and the rich merchants used to freely conduct trade and transactions and help the idea of citizenship to strike root. Once again, I repeat, children, there were three powerful cities: Venice, Florence, and another important city is Genova. It was a powerful city where the merchants, bankers, and the rich merchants used to freely conduct trade. So, who had introduced the idea of citizenship? These rich merchants, bankers, who used to conduct the trade, they have introduced this idea of citizenship. Please write down this, children. Who had introduced the idea of citizenship? It is the bankers, rich merchants who had introduced the idea of citizenship. You can see here, the revival of trade in Europe helped to bring an end to the Middle Ages and gave rise to the Renaissance. It is very important point, children. What caused Renaissance? It is the revival of trade. Because of the trade with the other countries that Europe had helped to bring end to the Middle Ages, okay, and gave new way to rise, that is Renaissance. Here is another task for you. Please test yourself. Hope you all have understood. Here I am posing some question. Please answer, children. Very good. Please check your answers, children. Have you all written correctly? If you haven't written, note down the correct answers. Very good. Let's quickly review the entire lesson that you have learned today, that is part 2. You have learned about Renaissance, which is also called modern period, from 1800 to the present. You have observed a lot of changes between ancient period and the modern period. A lot of changes in art and architecture, culture, painting, okay, tradition, everything. Renaissance means rebirth. I repeat, children, Renaissance means rebirth or revival. Due to Renaissance period, man started to think of his capabilities, his own talents, and so on. Therefore, humanistic culture had stepped in. We will learn in our next session in detail about humanism and humanistic culture. And you have learned about revival of Italian cities. Because of the revival of Italian cities, trade was possible with other countries. Because of this trade with other countries had helped the European societies to end the Middle Ages and also to welcome the Renaissance, that is rebirth. And during this time, merchants, bankers used to do their trade freely. So what happened? They have introduced the idea called citizenship. Did you all enjoy this session, children? Did you all understand whatever I have taught today? Very good. Here is the another task for you, home assignment. Please note down all these questions in your notebook, children. I'll provide you few seconds of time. Very good. Please do your home assignment. We will discuss all the answers in our next session. In our next session, we are going to learn about humanism, art and architecture, and how the artists were during the Renaissance